Hi boys and girls. Today we are going to be working with circles, and we're going to be working to understand some of the vocabulary associated with circles. Alright, so let's get started. So first off, let's start off with some vocabulary of the circle. So basically a circle is all points on a circle of the same distance from the center. So if you look here, this point, which I've got in red, is the same distance to the center as this point here, and this point here, and this point here. Okay, the center of a circle is right here. Is the point located where the anchor of your compass would go, and I'll show you that in a moment. The center is not part of the circle because, as with all polygons, the interior or the inside part here is not part of the circle. So this is the circle here, all the points that would create or make up this circle. Okay, another word you might hear is the radius. This is the radius right here. Okay, it's a line segment from the center of the circle to any point on the circle. So if you took this line and you put it here, it would be the same distance if we measured it. And we could put it here, we could put it here, we could put it here, and it would be the same distance from the center to the edge of our circle. It's also the length of that line. So you might hear somebody said, oh, the length of the radius is 1 inch. That would be what they were talking about. Okay. And the last word I want to talk about is diameter. The diameter is how the distance across the circle, so from point to point. So this would be the diameter of the circle. Okay, so this is a line segment. It passes through the center of our circle. It has endpoints on both sides of the circle. Okay, and it's the length of that line. So let's say that was 2 inches. You'd say the diameter of my circle is 2 inches. All right, so let's review. So a circle is made up of a bunch of points, all the same distance from a center point. All right, so again, all these points are going to be exactly the same distance apart. The center of the circle, which is right here, is the point where you would anchor a compass, and I'll show you that tool in a minute. And it's not part of the circle because, remember, the interior of polygons are not part of the polygon. Okay, the second thing is the radius. All right, the radius of a circle is a line segment from the center of the circle to any point on the circle. So remember, we could have this radius going just about anywhere. And it's also the length of this line. So if somebody asks you what's the radius of your circle, let's say this measures 1 inch, you could say 1 inch. All right, the diameter of the circle, remember, is a line segment that passes through the center of the circle and has endpoints on both sides of the circle. And the length of that is called the diameter. So if we said that was a 2-inch diameter, would be the diameter. And this does not have to go across. You could turn it and make it go up and down. It would still be the diameter. Okay, so it's any point on here would be the diameter of the circle. All right, let's take a look. So this, like I said earlier, this is the compass. This, you probably are familiar with seeing this type of compass. You probably have one of these at your house. There's a point on the end, and that goes in the center of the circle, and that's what I was talking about. It's that point that would make on your paper, because it makes like a little indentation, sometimes a hole, and there's a pencil on the other side, and you would hold it right here, and you would hold your pencil, and you would turn it, and it would create your circle. Here at school, these are what we use here at school, and they're a little bit easier. So I'll show you how to use this tomorrow, but your finger would go on this piece here, and this would go in the middle of your circle. And then you have 2 places you can put your pencil. And notice there's numbers here on the side. There's centimeters and inches, so that you can figure out what the diameter of your circle is going to be. So you can create circles of various diameters. You put your pencil right in this little slot here. You hold this slot with your finger in the center of the pencil, and you turn, and this creates a nice circle for you. So I will be showing you how to use this type of compass tomorrow in class, and we're going to be making some designs with them. So I want to introduce you to a couple of concepts you're going to need for tomorrow as we make some different designs with our compass. The first up is congruent circles, and these are circles that are the same size. Now, you can have congruent squares, you can have congruent rectangles. All it means is they are the same size. So if you hear the word congruent, congruent means they are the same size, same shape. Okay, so here are two congruent circles. You could have two squares that were exactly the same and say you have congruent squares too. But for tomorrow, you're going to need to know congruent circles are circles that are the same size. All right, another one you're going to want to know for tomorrow is concentric circles. Concentric circles are circles with the same center. So both these circles, the compass center would have been right here. They just have different diameters. This is going to have a different different radius, and this would have a different radius. So different diameter and a different radius for that matter, because they're different size circles. The other thing to recognize is concentric circles never intersect. So they're never going to intersect like in a Venn diagram or anything. That's not concentric circles. If you think of concentric circles like a dartboard, if you've ever played darts, okay, where you have the different values on your dartboard, and we'll take a look at that tomorrow. So 2 words for tomorrow: congruent circles, circles of the same size, and concentric circles. Concentric circles are circles with the same center but different diameters or radius. Concentric circles never intersect. All right, so tomorrow when you come to class, what we're going to do is I'm going to teach you how to use a compass, and then we're going to put some of this vocabulary and some of the different types of circles to use, and we're going to be making some designs. All right, boys and girls, I hope you have a wonderful night, and I will see you all tomorrow.